Hello everyone, this is my home studio. I'm going to show you the first project today. Here is the 4 steps that we're going to work in. This is called the drive, the pinch towards the bottom, pinch in the middle, and then pinch towards the lip. Okay, so this is going to be quick and easy. So I prepped 4 balls of clay to start. These are 8 ounces each, or a half a pound. They're about the same size as your throwing sponge in a flat form. So the one thing I want you to do is make sure they're nice and consistent. If they're a little bit bigger than 8 ounces, that's fine. Just make sure they're small enough to fit in your hand. We are not making large objects. So these are going to be little tiny pinch pots. Alright, the tools you're going to need. Obviously your hands, your clay. You're going to need a needle tool or a fork for scoring. You all should have taken a chunk of clay and dried it out to bone dry to mix it into the water so you can create this. This is slip. This is going to be your glue for when we attach our foot and our handle to our little teacups. Sponge, wire tool, and your metal rib. Those are probably going to be your basic tools that we use, and then maybe a couple pieces of paper to rest your pots on so they don't get any dingleberries. Here are a few pinch pots. So this was a pinch pot I made a few years back. I pinched it, let it stiffen up, and then I turned it over and put it on the potter's wheel to trim a foot. Here are some sculptural pinch pots that I made. So these had other parts to them. They were kind of like parasitic creatures that I made. This is a woman I knew from grad school. This is all pinched, so she would start with one large ball of clay and just pinch and make these beautiful simple pots. This was one of the first projects I made when I got into undergrad. We had to make a tea set and it didn't function, so this was one of my cups. And recently, this is a planter. So this is pinched into 3 different pots and then put together. So this is a pinch pot, this middle section's a pinch pot, and here's a pinch pot. And then I slipped and scored them together, and then I decorated it. So when it's finished, it'll hang on the wall like this, and you can put plants in. Okay? So those are some quick samples of pinch pots. Let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to pinch out one for right now and show you the kind of actions you should be doing. So here we go. So try to make this as uniform as possible. I'm going to hold it in my hand. I'm never going to put it on the table. My goal is to keep it nice and round on the bottom. So I don't really want a flat spot like I have here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my thumb and I'm going to drive until I think I have a 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to call this the drive. So you're going to drive your thumb down. Okay. There we go. I have my first action done. Okay, now taking my thumb, pointer finger, I'm going to start at the bottom, so this section down here, and I'm going to start to pinch and work my way around until I've gone around a couple times, and then once I've gone through that, I'll go to the next stage. Okay, so my thumb on the inside is smoothing the inner walls, and my pointer and middle finger on the outside are creating a pattern. Might be hard to see, but there is a pattern there. It's the repetition of my fingers overlapping. So what I want you to do is make sure you overlap and take your time. You're not trying to jump. You want to overlap your pinches. Okay, so I've gone around 2 times. I'm going to start now in the middle. And what I'm trying to do is not flare it out. I don't want to create a bowl. I want to create a little teacup. More like this shape here. Alright, so that was the first step. So I did that. Second step, I pinched completely at the bottom. Now I'm going to work up and pinch the middle. Alright, so start to pinch and still overlapping my pinch pattern. Otherwise I get uneven walls. So you can almost relate this to the potter's wheel. You know how we were starting at the bottom and making it go up? That's the same idea here. You have to start towards the bottom and work your way up. If you start towards the top, it's going to be a funky little pot and hard to reach the bottom. This half pound ball of clay shouldn't give you any problems to be able to go back and repinch something if you missed a spot. All right. Okay. Yes, I've gone around a few more times, but there you go. I pinched through here. Okay. Now I'm going to come up to the lip. So right now we're creating the body of the pot. Now we're going to work on the lip. You can see it's starting to thin out. It's starting to flare out as well. So I want to make sure I keep it under control and not to let it go out into that bowl shape. All right. You can switch hands. You can use left and right. You will notice after a while you'll start to feel a pinch, or your hands will start to get tired from pinching so much. Okay, that would be my finished little mug or teacup for right now. Notice that it's still soft, right? And flexible. I want that to stiffen up a little bit before I address the lip and add a foot and a handle. Okay, so I'm gonna stop right here, and then I'm gonna let these set up a little bit, and then I'll add those two extra features on, the foot and the handle.